Bengals beat the Browns.
Joe Burrow will not be able to handle the Browns defense.
Who do you think? What?
Okay.
Baker Mayfield's trash, bro. He's gonna crack.
What?
He's gonna crack. Baker.
Hello, guys. What is up? We have two special guests today on the wave.
Your boy Webb.
Yup.
And Nessie.
Yup. All right. So let's get down to business. Talking about our topic today, which is the NFL.
Right.
What's going on? What's going around the league right now? What is this thing with preseason? Should there even be a preseason? Does it affect like the rest of the season with your rookies and your new teammates?
Because then there's no point of getting extra players.
Well, the season's got to start first of all.
Yeah,
that's
true.
the biggest thing.
That is true. That is true.
That's the first thing.
That's why baseball's like that. But I think they need to get rid of the 4 games, maybe do 2, but completely getting rid of the preseason is not good.
They need to have at least 2.
Because it's kind of like a weekly training type of thing.
Even with COVID and stuff, like obviously all training camps got shortened. No one's really reported the facilities yet, and the season starts in about a month.
True.
Because like the first game's it's like August 6th or whatever because of the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Well, that's no longer a thing. That got canceled.
Yeah.
So not having any preseason games, you can't really have enough time to cut players to your 53-man roster, figure out what you're going to do with your rookies, see if they're going to be able to start or if they're just going to, come in for like when people are tired or whatnot.
I mean, the one they didn't do it right now is Zoom meetings. Think about it.
Oh, yeah, no one's. I mean,
but they're all like doing their own practices.
But they got to get in full 53-man teams, getting practices in, getting plays in. I mean, there's 6 or 7 teams that have new head coaches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think starting the NFL season with a brand new head coach
straight off
three practices and 2 workouts.
First game, let's go.
First game. That's gonna
go
be
through
great.
2 weeks of training and then boom.
It's gonna be a difference maker, to be honest.
Wait, I mean, they have the extra game this year though with the
Oh, that's not this year.
That's the playoffs, isn't it?
Well,
yeah,
playoffs. They only still have 16 games though this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The extra playoff game is just the second seed now has to play a playoff versus a bye week.
Yeah, because 7 teams make the playoffs now.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 3 wild cards.
Yeah.
Which gives the Browns a better chance to make the playoffs for the first time.
No, I mean I don't want to use that as an excuse now. I really don't. So speaking of Browns though, what David Njoku wants to trade?
Yeah.
He wants out, but
I guess I don't.
See, but with him is our new GM just picked up his option.
We did get Austin Hooper though, and I like him a lot.
But Stefanski wants to run that 3 tight end set.
Yeah, a lot of teams have 2 good tight ends. So like, why are we gonna get rid of our guy and what we have? Carlson.
Yeah.
We caught 1 ball last year for a
Yeah.
touchdown. It's like, I mean, it's a good percentage so far. 1 for 1 touchdown, 10 yards, something like that.
But yeah, they picked up his option worth $6.4 million. But the downside about that is it's only guaranteed if he's injury free.
That's the thing.
He has to play the whole season.
Well, you can blame it on Baker last year.
Okay, but
he missed many games.
Okay, no, the first season.
I'm just saying that from Baker though.
In 2018, he had 56 receptions and 4 touchdowns. Last season, he had 5 receptions, 1 touchdown. Yes, you can blame Baker.
I mean, just for the injury, but
And then his injury, you can blame Baker, but don't blame the quarterback for it because they're all.
I mean, it happens. Yeah, I get that.
He's a 280, tight end. You're gonna catch a ball over
and
the
the
middle.
dude's crazy.
I mean,
dude's ripped.
Gronk's made a living catching slants and in routes over the middle.
Yeah.
So
I mean, does it surprise me that he wants to trade a little bit?
We've been having these rumors for the last 3 years though with him.
But I think, honestly, you'd get a good trade value for him.
They were talking about him going to the 49ers.
yeah.
I've heard the Jags.
Kittle and him would be a powerhouse though. That'd be something.
Well, they were
That'd be a really good deal.
the Jaguars were saying something. They wanted to trade for him.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I don't know what people
They don't really got tight end.
No, they don't. The Jags
But
want to trade
they don't
for him.
have anybody to trade us for.
We don't need a fullback.
If they wouldn't have gotten
Only
rid of
good
Jalen
player they
Ramsey,
got
I'd have been cool with
is-
it. But
Yeah.
Fucking.
All right. So what about the high-profile rookies coming in this season, like the people that I drafted?
Chase Young's a bust.
no, rookie of the year.
Okay,
Defensive rookie of the year, all around rookie of the year.
The person that I think out of the whole draft that has the most stuff on his shoulders is
Joe Burrow.
yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yeah. He's gonna have to
Bust.
really prove himself since he's Mr.
After that LSU season,
He's got a lot. Yeah, he had some great wide receivers.
That's
There's
the
like
difference,
12
though.
LSU players that won the first round. So like you can't just say Joe Burrow is great.
But that's
they had great.
That's the
players.
difference with him now. Is being at LSU, he had 5 wide receivers.
And 5 good linemen. Now he's
And-
on the bench.
And now he's on the bench. He's got
overall
one
now.
receiver that hasn't played in a year and a half.
Yeah,
True.
and been hurt.
And your running back's 5'7".
Yeah, you got like 2 of them that you've had for like 10 years.
I mean,
oh yeah, Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
Giovanni Bernard.
Hey, he did work on my fantasy for 2 weeks.
They're 5'7", and the only person you can throw the ball to hasn't played since 2018.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the name Brandon Ayuk
I don't know.
from Arizona State? So he got drafted by the 49ers, and his first year, or his second year, or no, it wouldn't be his first year, he had 33 receptions for 472 yards. And then his last year, he, I don't know how many receptions he had, but he had over almost 1,200 yards receiving. So he went up 800 yards.
But who does Arizona State play that's actually good?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, they're the
That
Pac-12,
dude
so
went up.
they're playing.
His 40 times at 4.5
Stanford,
seconds.
They're
It's like
playing
6 foot. It's pretty nice.
Arizona. So I mean, they have somewhat power teams out in Pac-12, but.
Oh yeah, I mean.
But back to the QB thing though. So we're talking about Joe Burrow, but you still got Tua. You got Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
And
Yeah,
then
but
you-
Jalen. But you see with Tua, he's sitting behind Fitzpatrick, and
Hurts is sitting
sitting
behind
behind
Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
But
they're gonna use that. Like
Sometimes.
Wentz and him are gonna
well,
like.
look at Lamar Jackson
They could-
and
See,
RG3.
but difference with that though is Carson Wentz can't run.
Carson
already
Wentz
said-
is injury prone too.
Yeah, he's already torn his ACL once.
So
Same
well,
with
Jay,
Tua. I don't think Tua.
Did Jalen
No,
Hurts
Tua-
ever,
yeah,
right?
Jalen Hurts
Tua
was
had a
hip
hip
surgery.
but
He's
Tua
gonna
had
have
a
to
hip
learn.
injury.
I think.
Jalen Hurts is
different
injury
way to
prone
play.
too.
Yeah, he hurt his what was it? Was his wrist in Alabama? Is that what it was?
His ankle.
Or his ankle at Alabama?
Let's say. But also, we got Justin Herbert.
I like him.
But-
I think Chargers is a good fit with those wide receivers.
But that brings up though another point that I want to bring up as far as like the Chargers. Who's taking that number 1 spot right now? It's Tyrod. But
They did sign Tyrod.
Justin Herbert though the rookie, they also have a guy named Easton Stick.
Is that from North Dakota State?
Who?
Easton.
No, he was a rookie last year. He was drafted 5th round last year, 2019. Didn't play at all last year. But
He's behind Phil Rivers.
well,
I think they're gonna do the same thing like the Browns did when
So start Tyrod?
start Tyrod until
Week four
something
when he gets
happens.
when he gets hurt, because he will
And
definitely get hurt.
So all right, so then because we know Burrow's gonna start. Say the Eagles and the Dolphins don't know what they're gonna do with Wentz and Fitzmagic. You're gonna have, if you have Tua and Jalen start, who wins that offensive rookie of the year?
Tua. Or you mean like all the quarterbacks, or between
Those 3, because those are the top 3 guys that they have for offensive rookie of the year right now.
Okay, so Joe Burrow, I'd say just because like he's good,
I think he's gonna be productive.
but I think actually like Tua would be nice. Like that Dolphins team, they're scary, and like Brian Flores is their coach, and he turned them around last year. Like
They still-
I know they sucked last year, but like they kind of looked like they were throwing games, but he definitely knows what he's doing. He's a risk taker too, and that's why.
But back to the Chargers thing though, I've always, even when Tyrod came to Cleveland, I've always been a firm believer in him. Look what,
I
he
like
did,
Tyrod.
look what he did in Buffalo, and believe it or not, he was
Yeah.
actually drafted by the Ravens in 2011.
They traded him on draft night. Or like,
No, he played 4 seasons.
Or he played. Or
He didn't play 4 seasons.
He,
but he was
sat
with
like,
them.
yeah, he sat behind Flacco.
He was
Yeah.
for 4 years, and then went to Buffalo. Look what he did in Buffalo, and then
You
they
take
got
him
rid
to the
of
playoffs.
Who? Would Tyrod take him to the
They
playoffs?
took him to that. He took him to the
Bills,
final
yeah.
star. And
Bills,
they made the wild card but lost.
Because
But I'm a firm believer in
Pretty
Tyrod.
sure.
So, same to your point, start Tyrod till
he gets hurt or till he starts.
because he's
losing.
injury prone too.
Well, I could see him losing before he starts getting hurt.
Look at that concussion that happened Monday Night Football.
That's because he's a runner.
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised Lamar
That
Jackson
game
hasn't
was
gotten hurt
insane.
yet.
Oh, Lamar's about to get hurt.
Yeah,
For
he
real.
keeps it up. So what do you guys think about Jeff Okuda?
He's
I love him. I love him.
They know he's
The
done
only
so.
bad thing is you get drafted to the Lions, and we saw how Darius Slay worked out for him.
That's true. But that kid,
Could
he
you
can ball.
Would you imagine if they wouldn't have traded him? They had kept Darius Slay,
And then they had Akuda.
and then all you got to worry about is them getting beat over the top because their safeties are garbage.
Yeah. That Akuda, he's
Fair enough.
he shut down the Clemson and LSU or LSU.
Yeah,
Like, cause okay,
he
that
gave up,
strip
he
fumble
gave,
and that,
he
like,
gave
that's so
up one
stupid.
touchdown.
We all know what happened about that.
All
That's a
season
fumble.
last year, gave up one touchdown, had 0 holdings,
And he had,
0
like,
pass interference.
He had like a lot of
He had
like those like where he dropped the ball out.
yeah, he had a bunch of swats.
Yeah.
I think he was close to double-digit interceptions, if not more.
Yeah, he was definitely really good. I mean, Ohio State's defense is always good, and Ohio State defensive players always turn out good. It's just the offense that isn't always the best, but their defense, because they run like that NFL scheme.
Even like Jonathan Taylor for the Colts.
That
Because
dude,
they run that
freaking
ground and pound
tank.
offense, and he's a
Dude,
big dude.
Anybody the Colts have, like those running backs always do like spark, like that Haynes dude or Hines.
And
he did
remember
pretty
now the Colts, they got Phillip Rivers.
good. Yeah,
So
I
we'll
don't
see.
know why they got rid of Jacoby Brissett, right?
No, they still
No,
have.
they still have him. They're
Jacoby
just,
Brissett is so good.
they're
I'm
gonna,
surprised they
he
haven't
got
traded-
hurt the last year, so they don't know what they're gonna do.
But,
yet.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't traded him back to the Patriots, to be honest with you.
So,
Now, even though, I mean, you guys want to start talking about Cam Newton, because that's something I want to bring
Yeah,
up too.
No, well, let's go to
Let's
since
the
we're on
Packers situation.
Yeah, the Packers situation.
Honestly, like just because
Jordan
we're
Love.
on the topic of QBs or whatnot, it's how do you think that's gonna work out?
So like he said about Cam Newton, so Jordan Love is 6'4", 219, and Cam Newton is 6'5", 245. So he's kind of like a
Same
Cam
year, same
Newton
size.
comparison, just Cam
Yeah,
Newton.
but what's A-Rod?
What?
What's A-Rod?
He's 6'3", I think he's 6'3".
I mean, how is he-
Well, I'm talking about like Cam Newton and Jordan Love have that same play style because they both can like run.
I know, but we're
They're,
talking
like,
about the Packers.
versatile.
So
I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
So how's Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, how they compare?
I think it's gonna be like
I think Rodgers will be, if they don't do something this year, Rodgers will be gone, and he's going to not play.
they
but
make the
learn
playoffs
about-
every year though.
I know, but
Not
they
last
make
year.
it like every year and don't do crap.
Is
I mean,
but,
yes,
but,
other
but
teams
is
are
it Rodgers' fault?
It's not Rodgers.
No, because
But Rodgers is just getting
He
old.
doesn't have a number one
all
receiver.
yeah,
They lost
yeah,
Jordy
no-
Nelson.
they haven't drafted.
They lost Jordy
They
Nelson.
haven't drafted a wide
They have
receiver in the
Devontae
first
Adams.
round in 7 years.
Devontae Adams is trash.
Dude's a
bro.
tank, dude.
Really?
He's trash.
Aaron Rodgers has the least amount of
Of
touchdown passes to first-round receivers in the last 30 quarterbacks to play in the NFL.
Same thing with the Patriots.
Baker Mayfield has more touchdown passes to first-round wide receivers than Brett Favre or than Aaron Rodgers.
So you gotta think though, Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for.
Yeah, and
That's
Jordan
what-
Love is going to sit
That's what I
behind Aaron
think.
Rodgers.
That's what I think they're going to do with Jordan Love.
And Jordan Love is good. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
he can run, but he can throw the ball. Now, his last season, he had about like 30 touchdowns and like 17 interceptions. He won
So
out
he's a Jameis
12
Winston.
interceptions. Like but if he stays behind like Aaron Rodgers, he can definitely teach him. And
See, I don't
slow
think
down.
they're going to do what they did with Brett Favre and Aaron. I don't think they're going to make Aaron sit, or they're not going to make Jordan Love sit for as long as Aaron did.
No.
But
No.
because since Aaron is what 30,
They're gonna move on from
35
Rodgers
years
next
old or something right now.
Yeah.
Well,
And
when's
like that whole team's going down.
Well, when's Rodgers' contract up?
I want to say next year.
It's like if you think
It's
about like
either
the,
next year or the year after.
they keep getting like that new coach and all of that, and like all the offense, like their coordinators are getting are new. That I feel like it's time to get rid of Rodgers.
Well, they just had a new coach.
And wasn't there like some beef going on
Oh.
between like him and the coach or something last year?
Aaron Rodgers' contract's till 2024.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
He just signed that extension.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he did
extension.
sign that
He
extension.
signed that
yeah.
4-year
But
extension.
I'm telling you this, that if not so much he takes them to the Super Bowl, or if Roger keeps taking them far and it's not his fault why they don't make it to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
he's still gonna stay.
They literally used their first round pick for Jordan Love.
They traded up for him.
Like
Yeah,
you can't
but-
even
but-
like draft
okay, but what I'm
Rodgers' help.
saying is though.
There's so many good. Like they could have got Justin
Okay,
Jefferson.
but like we talked about Favre playing and Rodgers sitting. It's not like Woj's just going to take right over. No. If Rodgers takes them the next 3 or 4 years to championships, to NFC North championships, whatever, they're going to keep him playing. They just have Love, sit back and learn. Unless Roger gets hurt and Love just goes out and shines, or Roger just ultimately sucks, which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, I take that man every year in fantasy, and
Yeah.
he scored these points.
Fantasy player like Matt Ryan. Like,
Drew Brees, no, Drew Brees is.
Drew Brees is a legend. He's definitely a goat. But so moving on from like the college players, what do you guys the Jamal Adams situation? and him wanting to get out of New York.
I mean, I don't blame you.
I do not blame him whatsoever.
If I had Sam Darnold as my quarterback, I'm out. He should, like, I would say he could come to the Browns, but the Browns got Grant Delpit, and they have Andrew Sandehu, and that, so I don't.
And they're solid.
But Jamal Adams is really good.
I think it's good trade bait.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're going to get a good pick and a decent player back. Like they're saying, I
See,
don't
the
know,
only bad
what you
thing
said,
is
like the
though-
Cowboys.
Yeah, well, he wants to go to the Cowboys. I don't know what they're gonna give up for. Like,
What about like Gallup?
You gonna take a receiver away from Dak? He's already not the greatest of a quarterback.
Well,
He
yeah.
needs
Well,
this.
didn't they pick someone up in the draft?
Andy
for
Dalton.
wide receiver?
Well, they have Andy Dalton though. as a
Yeah, they
quarterback.
signed Dalton too. They could trade Dalton,
Nah.
trade into the Jets, make
So
so
you
he
got
can
the two redheads out there.
so he can teach Sam.
Sam, you gonna join?
Yeah, Sammy's gonna be the third string.
I think it's time
Red
to
Lightning.
shine, dude.
Red Lightning up there. So.
But
You gonna play
Jamal
water?
Adams, he'll definitely find somewhere. But
I mean, I don't know much about it. You know, since we're talking, it's just like I know his talent level. You're gonna have players on these teams that just kind of outshine everybody else. So Adams does.
yeah,
And
because like the
on
Jets
defense,
are trash, so he's obviously the best player.
But I think it's a good trade bait. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. I really just want to start talking about.
This Jamal Adams for a second. He wanted to stay in New York. The GM
was that the year prior to
No, that was this past
Didn't
past
something
year.
happen about his agent?
No, his GM went behind Jamal. The GM, the head coach, Jamal Adams, and the agent all had a meeting, and Jamal said that he wanted to stay and play for the Jets, and then the GM went behind everybody else's back and was
Because he
shopping
wants
for
like a 4-year contract,
Yeah.
but the Jets won't give it to him.
No. And so the GM went behind his back and was talking to the Cowboys and the Jags and all them about trading him. So that's why he wants out, because he doesn't trust the higher ups of the organization.
Who are we moving on to, Sammy?
Dude, I really just want to start talking about the Browns and how.
I know.
Let's start with OBJ.
Positivity.
So the tweets. So Alex Wood on Twitter, he said, OBJ to the Patriots before the season is done. Bank it. And OBJ replied, he said, "You can find me in the land, homie. We have unfinished business here." So you gotta think about
Says he
that.
wants to be here.
12-4.
And then every year during the
12 and
season,
4.
there's always rumors.
12
about,
and
like,
4
why
with
would
Baker Mayfield as your quarterback?
You still got Nick Chubb handing the ball off to you, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking him 12-4.
Yeah, I'd say 11 and 5,
Yeah, and
but
I think-
definitely do good.
I think they're gonna re-sign Kareem Hunt also.
They did. He signed like a 1-year deal type of situation.
Oh, okay.
It was like if he
It's
was
mostly
clean and
incentive-based
did
and
good,
Yeah.
then he gets like his next year.
I'm going out and saying 9 and 7. I know that's like
There's no way.
on the low end.
I say a winning record.
That is a winning record.
I could
Yeah.
see them going 500.
No.
They're not going 8
They're
and 8.
not-
They're making the wild card.
Have you
possibly.
seen their schedule?
It's not.
No, I have not.
It's really not compared to last
Like
year.
really,
like,
the
they
hardest
go-
part might be the Ravens.
All right, so
twice.
week 1 they're losing
Who's that?
away at the Ravens.
We beat them last time at the Ravens.
we smacked them.
Yeah, we smacked them at the Ravens.
That Ravens team
But
is so much better than what they were.
That
last
was
year.
I don't know.
that was the first time winning it in Baltimore over 5 years. So
I remember watching that game we last
So
time.
you got the 2 games against the Ravens, and then like the
Both
the
losses.
Bucks. Now, well, the Bucks was a preseason game, so we don't have to worry about losing to them.
We got
The Cowboys are still
Cowboys,
a decent team.
The
The
Eagles are
Steelers,
decent.
so are the Steelers.
The Titans are really nice.
The Raiders are pretty good now. If Derek Carr could get his head out of his ass.
John
They got-
Gruden or whatever his name is.
Well, they picked up is it Jalen Rager?
yeah,
Who they drafted?
yeah, from TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty nice. I
The
think
Titans.
he's one of the top wide
They're
receivers.
probably gonna lose to the Titans.
And, like we got the Jets and the Giants. And the
Jags.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
But hey, Minshew Mania, you never know.
So what we're saying, like that's like 6 or 7 right there. That's what I said. 9
See,
and
but
7.
there's 6 or 7 one-score games. The Browns
But they literally play
can
the
actually
Redskins.
win them.
Okay, but that's still
We don't have the team name.
that's the 6 or 7 games
Yeah,
that
they're playing
are somewhat
Washington.
questionable.
I give
I'm
them
going to that game.
possibly making this wild card and losing the wild card.
I think if we make the playoffs, we're gonna spark. Like something's
It
gonna
just
happen.
depends
Mm.
Probably
Baker's
depends
gonna-
what
Cleveland will
people
burn
post.
down. If we just make the playoffs, it'll probably
It's
be
like, you know,
Like,
parade.
well, no, like they said, like the Cavs parade, then they have like an Indians parade if it happened, but like it's different when it comes to football.
Cleveland's a
Because
football
Cleveland's a
city.
football city that if there's a
So-
football parade of us winning the Super Bowl,
It doesn't even do that.
dude, I don't know if Cleveland will be here the
They're,
next
just,
day.
they're gonna throw a parade just to be in the playoffs and play
Yes,
football
exactly.
in January.
Okay, so we're setting the record, but are they winning the division?
No. They'll
It
come.
depends. It depends.
I think they'll like
The
tie
Ravens.
with the Ravens.
I think this
It just depends what
this
the Ravens
upcoming
are.
year,
If we beat the Ravens twice.
the
beat them
Ravens
once.
are gonna.
It depends on how the other
I
teams
don't-
play against the Ravens.
Browns are the only ones that have a chance of beating the Ravens.
Because the hardest part
Yeah,
about
but
that
if they
Ravens
do,
team is
where do
stopping
they stand?
Lamar.
The Ravens will not drop both games to the Browns. They'll win out.
But if you look about the Steelers, they're always somehow decent.
Yeah.
They always end up doing decent and making wild.
Just
Well,
don't have
hey,
Mason
Big Ben's
Rudolph.
playing again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Get,
because
I'd rather have Big Ben than
Miles Garrett is.
Yeah, just don't have Mason
scared.
Rudolph show up on the field.
Jesus. I don't know.
Mason
So
Rudolph.
then now on the Baker though, as far as like we got to talk about you know, the Browns possibly moving on from him after this
Yeah,
year.
I mean that's a really touchy subject because one rookie year, you're either a bust or you
Rookie
come
year, he
out
did good.
good.
He
Yeah,
did.
he broke the passing record.
Yeah,
broke the
he
passing
did good for a
record.
rookie.
Obviously, you know the sophomore slump because
And
you
now this is
finally-
the year.
I think this because
Baker
the Browns
break
are
it.
finally coming together, new GM.
I think new coach, new system.
And the system that the Browns run, low key fits Case Keenum a lot. And Case Keenum's like a veteran. Like he can actually play ball.
yeah, they're doing a lot
So
of
like
good action.
if Baker don't do good next season, they could maybe even just get rid of him, trade him, and pick up and just keep Case Keenum as our quarterback and
Yeah.
run with him.
The only bad
Because
thing though is
you need to go now before the contracts are up.
they're
with
all
these good players.
but everybody's boys Baker. Jarvis, Odell,
I know.
Nick
Hey.
Chubb, they're all boys. Like
Yeah, but you'd say that like one Baker gets hurt.
Hey.
We're gonna have to play.
if Baker
Keenum.
gets hurt, that's a different story though. But
I'd rather have Keenum as our quarterback in the playoffs than Baker.
Okay.
But just say we move on from Baker after this year. Who did the Pats sign to a 1-year deal?
you sign Cam.
They don't
But-
bring him back.
If
If they don't bring him back, Cam's out there. I'd shot for Cam.
And then the Patriots gonna pick up
You know,
Baker, and Baker's gonna be the
I
best
wanted them-
quarterback of all
I'm
time.
just saying, like,
I
I'm
wanted
just
them
saying.
to take. I wanted them to pick up Cam to be
I mean,
a
I
mentor
would
for Baker.
I would
Yeah.
not have been opposed to that, but
Yeah,
Baker's
Baker-
my guy because he hasn't proven.
But I would
Wrong.
rather have
Yeah, he has.
Cam Newton behind Baker than Case Keenum.
What about so?
You mean to tell me you don't want to have a former MVP coach our young white quarterback and have him just blow up?
Well, look how RG3 worked out for us when we had him.
RG3 also is injury prone.
Yeah.
So is Cam Newton.
Look, have you seen Cam Newton?
Cam Newton's
He hasn't played a down football.
Have you seen him?
Yes, I've seen him.
Dude is like David Njoku, like that
I
dude's
think
ready
he's
to
bigger.
ball.
I think he's bigger than you.
That dude's ready to ball
Dude is
out.
huge.
I'm not opposed.
6'5",
I'm not opposed to it. I'm
245.
just saying. With Cam, he's injury prone, but like I said, if we move on from Baker and somehow the Pats don't re-sign Cam Newton,
What about Jameis?
Winston? He's on the Saints.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
They
they
just had that
they didn't-
surgery. So.
I love
that.
James Winston. I know.
I can't remember who
I just
was
like the
free.
race.
I think it's
Risk
free.
taking.
What? He?
No,
he
I
was,
I mean,
he's a pet.
You could throw Baker in a trade package.
I'm not
Send
in
Baker.
for Jameis.
Send Baker to New Orleans and
I
have
know.
us take up Jameis.
Okay.
God.
Yes,
New Orleans would be amazing
Didn't-
for the next couple of years.
Didn't James Winston lead the league in passing yards?
Yeah, and also
And
interceptions.
interceptions.
Yeah.
But-
He had a 30 for 30 ESPN special.
Like he came out and said, if I got my interceptions down, I would be the best player.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, he would
He
be.
would have been the best quarterback in the league.
Because he had like the most yards too.
But to be fair though,
Yeah.
about half of those interceptions,
We're his wide receiver.
they were drop passes, tip
Like,
passes, all
and
that.
that's like Baker.
It's risk
Like,
versus
but-
reward.
yeah.
So Jameis throwing the ball downfield, I'm all for
And that's
it.
who that coach is, like Andy Reid. Like, who's the
No,
coach?
it's who's Tampa's coach?
Bruce Arians.
Yeah,
Bruce
Bruce-
Arians,
No,
yeah.
Bruce's.
Yeah, it's Bruce.
No.
Oh no, that's right. He left the Cardinals.
Yeah,
That's
He-
right.
Retired.
He's a
Yeah.
risk taker, and he wants to do that.
He likes throwing the ball.
Yeah. And now they got Tom Brady, but
and Gronk.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that's what's the over and under on that? Because
For what? Oh,
Oh, they're winning.
Patriots?
I'm glad you brought that up.
They're winning 10 games.
So, over under. Who wins more games, Patriots or Buccaneers?
Bucks.
Bucks.
Patriots.
Bucks.
Because you got a player and two players.
Mike Evans,
Tampa Bay.
Gronk,
You
and
know
Tom Brady.
you
That's
can-
all you gotta say.
This
That's
is
all
this
you
is
gotta
what I'm
say.
gonna say.
bro, Gronk hasn't played in a whole season.
Yeah.
The dude's still massive
But
as fuck.
okay,
though.
so you know
He's
this
not.
this was a conspiracy theory when what Super Bowl was it? Was a recent Super Bowl where they didn't start like one of their top players.
It was Patriots. They didn't start.
No, I know that, but what Super Bowl was
Right.
it?
It was against the Seahawks.
Was it against
Malcolm Butler didn't play until the last play of that game when he picked Russell Wilson off.
Yeah, and
He
they
sacked
ran the ball every time
He
except that
sacked
last
the
play.
whole game because
When they had beast mode.
Yep.
Yeah, and they didn't play him because Robert Kraft was trying to get the coach to do something, and he's like, no, this is my team. And if you look back at it, Bill Belichick did not talk to Tom Brady that whole game.
Tom
So-
Brady, I feel like, has like a
and-
low-key attitude.
He does.
Oh yeah.
And-
he's one of the
Well, he's
probably
the
is
greatest
the
quarterback of all
ever played.
time.
I
I have
get
an
it,
attitude
But
too.
I think
Be
Bill
humble.
Belichick.
Like Drew Brees is
Hey,
one of the
man.
greatest quarterbacks of all time too.
True.
And that dude is
Yeah, but
amazing.
see, you
Everything Drew Brees does.
You can put him up there, but he needs another ring.
Who?
He needs Breeze.
Yes.
He needs one
And
more ring.
especially right now when you got Kamara, Kamara's gone.
Yeah. They still got
No,
Michael Thomas.
no,
No, Kamara's still
No,
there.
Kamara's still
He
there
is?
because they traded Mark Ingram to the Ravens.
Oh yeah.
So they kept Kamara. They
And
still
then
have
Michael
Michael
Thomas,
Thomas.
best wide receiver in the league.
They still got Taysom Hill.
And like and now their
That defense-
finally coming
hey,
together a little bit.
They got Ohio State's defense basically.
Honestly, like 10 players on their defense.
Six
from
of their
Ohio
starting
State.
11 played for the
It is
Buckeyes.
crazy, but that's why Ohio State's defense is really good.
But I think the Patriots are still gonna be contenders. The
Just
whole
because Bill Belichick.
just because of
It's
Bill
because of Bill
Belichick's
Belichick.
system.
And then it helps though with Cam Newton.
I think they're going to be the third best team in that division.
I'm not gonna say they're not making the playoffs. I'm just saying.
I think they will.
I think they win.
I think the big thing that's gonna happen
Because you got the Bills.
is like
and-
it's gonna be like
Miami.
something's gonna
Bills and
happen,
Dolphins.
and the Patriots are going to knock the Chiefs out in one of the rounds this year. It'll be like the first round, divisional round, or
so
like,
there's gonna be a lot of
the
upsets.
Chiefs are going to have that first round bye.
Or the Ravens.
But like they're gonna face each other, and I think the Patriots are gonna smack them back.
I don't think the Patriots make the playoffs.
You're wrong.
You still have to somehow beat the Bills and the
They
Dolphins. in that
literally
division.
have basically almost all their
Okay, the
defense.
Dolphins was a Miami miracle.
Their defense was like amazing last year.
Who's?
The Patriots. They had like 4 interceptions a game and 4 touchdowns with
And
their
Jamie
defensive game.
Collins.
You also don't have a quarterback that comes back from 23-point deficits in
I
Super
know,
Bowls.
but that's also the coach.
But you also have a quarterback that can take some hits. If he doesn't run.
I mean, how many times has Brady been hurt?
I don't know.
Never.
He took some hits.
Did he get
Yeah.
back up?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Did he play okay? Did he play great? Absolutely.
I think he's still better. Obviously, he's a better
He's
quarterback.
obviously
than Cam.
better
I don't think that
a
team.
lot.
I'm not saying Cam's the all-time
Well, if
best.
Cam Newton comes back and he's healthy, like when he was at the start with the Panthers, he took the Panthers to the playoffs.
Oh
Or he took them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they
Like-
got blown out though.
The dude,
No, they won.
they won the Super
Yeah, they
Bowl.
won. They blew out the
It was
Broncos.
like his second
No, they
year.
lost to the Broncos. Broncos won. That was a 50-year Peyton Manning.
Oh, then he retired.
Yes.
Peyton
Yeah,
retired.
yeah,
He
yeah.
got blown out by.
Well, the first play of the game,
It was
they
like a
got a
fumble.
safety.
Oh yeah.
It was a snap over
And that was
Pete's
like the
head.
first time it's ever happened in
Super history. Yeah, they lost like
Oh yeah,
4-8.
freaking my mom's friend won $500 because of that.
Dang. High risk, high
Because
reward.
they had the 2 spot for.
That's crazy. All right, so let's talk about staying on the Browns topic. Let's talk about the rookies that they brought in.
Dude, I cannot wait.
What do you think
That
about
tight
that?
end from Florida Atlantic, I think.
Oh, I love
Him
it. They said
and
George
Austin
Kittle.
Hooper.
See, that's another thing. You get rid of Njoku. Do you put that guy right into play? They say he's George Kittle like because George Kittle, he's not. He looks good, like he gets like receptions, touchdowns, and all that.
Yeah.
But George Kittle, he's actually out there to block. Like he comes out there and he's like, you don't have to throw me the ball. Like I want to block. I want to block for the
He's
runner.
a-
I want to block for the receiver.
He's more of a blocking
I-
type.
what's
But
the part?
he's so good at catching and everything. He's
I-
fast.
I think we're gonna have one of the best defenses in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Top,
Oh, yeah,
top
for
five
Delpit.
easily.
Grant
Top five
Delpit's one of my
easily,
favorite
but-
players.
Oh my god.
For sure.
You got
And then you got the
Denzel Ford.
Jacob Phillips, the LSU linebacker.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey. But forgetting the main prize here, Clowney. I'm telling you,
Clowney's going to the Browns.
He's
You heard
going to sign. I
He
heard.
is going to the Browns, guys. Just letting you know.
Yeah, we have
Because he just bought a
confirmation
house.
from a source.
Yeah.
Well, we bought
he's coming to the Browns.
If you bought that house in Cleveland, that tells you
We got
one of
a
two things.
official.
Yeah,
He really likes Lake Erie, or he really wants to join the Browns.
He bought that house 6 months ago though, and nothing's happened. He still doesn't have a job.
I'm surprised the Seahawks haven't re-signed him.
They're not going
They're
to.
not going to. They don't think they have the money to.
But
No, Clowney, Myles Garrett,
Yeah.
and then,
Miles.
and then you got Okojobi.
we need to get rid of Vernon. Olivier
He's a
Vernon.
good trade bait.
Dude,
I
dude's
was
like
so-
15 mil for 1 year, and like
He's-
did
he's good
absolute dog poop last year.
I
He got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt so he can just get his money and be done.
What was that middle linebacker that we had?
Sure.
Mac Wilson,
No,
Mac
Joe
Wilson.
Sherbert we let go.
Sherbert?
Yeah.
Dude, I was
Joe
so
Slobert?
butthurt.
Joe Slobert.
No, I love Sherbert. We let him go.
He was a good dude. He was just.
And that man we got rid
like
of
a
Kirksey, but
6-minute.
Dude, Joe Slobert. But Mac Wilson though, he's
yeah,
something
he's a
else.
dog.
He like his tweets and that, like he wants to be in
You
Cleveland.
know, I'm gonna admit I'm sad that Randall's gone, but I
We have
get.
Grand
Oh
Open.
yeah, Demarius Randall. I
And
wish
then-
they kept him.
I like his attitude. That's why.
And like Andrew Sandehu, like he came from the Vikings. That's another player for the Stefanski. And then the fullback. So we're going to run that fullback, and we've never really ran
3
that
tight
fullback.
ends and a fullback.
And I really
And then you're
excited
two
for-
running backs.
Oh my.
Because Chubb will block for Hunt, and Hunt will block for Chubb. We've seen it last year. They
And we
did.
got new O-line.
Yeah.
We got
What do you think?
Jedrick Willis.
What do you think? How do you think that's going to work out? Because he's a left tackle trying to make the transition to right.
No, he's right going to left.
Or is it right? Yeah, because
He's right
Greg
going
Robinson. Yeah. 'cause Greg
But Joe
Robinson's
Thomas, one of the greatest left tackles in all football, and he's going to train him. And he said he will.
Yeah.
And he will show him his ways.
And it's literally going to give Baker more time. in the
But
pocket.
it's just a matter of if he's going to be able to stop.
He's
players
more of a
like-
pass protector than like power.
Yeah, but that's his.
blocking.
That's Baker's blind side. That he has to be the most important.
Okay,
person on
but
the
you
line.
gotta think, this dude's a dog. Like, this dude, like, he stayed up all night when he got drafted, and he was partying with his Browns gear on,
He's also
listening to
gonna
like
have
MGK
He's
till I
got
die.
He's
like-
got to block
he's
Aaron
ready.
Donald, J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt.
Yeah, but like we played Aaron Donald last year.
Even
and
if
he
Clowney
wasn't
doesn't
as
come,
good
even if
against
Clowney
us.
doesn't come to the Browns, he's got to guard Clowney.
You just gotta get good.
It's just a
Yeah,
matter of.
so, but I'm telling you this: if we do sign Clowney by chance, you got Clowney and Myles Garrett. Just put them up against them during practice, during spring or summer camp, and everything. It'd be just fine.
Even just having Myles Garrett can probably be okay.
I can't wait to see Miles.
No, have we heard of anything about him actually coming back?
He got reinstated.
He did get reinstated, so like
Yeah.
he will be here for the season.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just that remaining. It was just.
And then in a
Bogus.
year, they're gonna have to throw him about $130 million.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
he's gonna be
along
like,
with Nick Chubb and all of
or
them.
he's gonna
And the year
peace out.
after.
And
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
because
play
Nick
for
Chubb's
someone else.
the number 1 running back in the league right now.
Literally, he's so good.
I'm glad that Higgins resigned. I'm glad
I
that
love
got
Hollywood
Higgins.
Hollywood Higgins. And Hollywood Higgins, he just wants to play. He tweeted at me that one
I know,
day. He's like,
because he was
I just want to
last
play.
night.
That was
He's
like
like,
shit.
yeah, he like tweeted at me. He's like, coronavirus just needs to go away. I want to go play football.
I want to go up to Cleveland and watch this team play.
Yeah.
They gotta allow fans.
I know.
You got so you got Higgins, Landry,
OBJ.
OBJ, and Peoples Jones. It's all
Donovan
Oh,
Peoples
People
Jones.
Jones.
People Jones.
Ooh, that's a
That's
steal.
a
I'll
good
put my
one.
phone.
One of 2 great.
I think
He did so
ever
good
come
at
out
Michigan
this
with bum Shia over here.
Doesn't Donovan just not play football anymore?
Probably.
No,
Michigan.
I'm talking about Peppers.
Oh, Jabril.
I like Jabril. I'm
I-
sad he's
he-
gone.
I
Hey,
was
can't
so
forget Tom
bummed.
Brady.
Huh?
Tom Brady. Yeah,
Can't
he
forget
went
about
to
Tom Brady.
Michigan.
Came out of Michigan.
6th round.
Yeah.
And that
Michigan.
six rounds just like
Yeah.
Donovan
I
People
think-
Jones.
I think-
People
I think-
Jones.
But I was thinking like in the last like 10 years.
Okay.
He's gonna
Not
do
all
something
time.
viral.
Fuck no,
I
because you
think
got
People
Charles
Jones will
Woodson.
be one of the top
you got
rookie
the
wide
dude.
receivers.
He's gonna like do like a viral
Hey,
catch
He's
or
one of
something.
the
and
Denard
everyone's
Robinson
rookie
was
wide
a
receivers
dog.
this year.
That
Top
was
five.
he went to the Jaguars. Dude, I remember I was watching that game. First snap at running back, fumbles the ball.
Wasn't it a scoop and score? And they just took it. He fumbled and instantly they ran it back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
First play in the NFL.
Yeah. That's-
What a start to a very
Was it, okay,
short career.
what was that running back from Glen Oak that went to Ohio State?
Bronte Dunn.
Briante Dunn, first play of his career at Ohio State.
He fumbled the
ball.
kickoff. Fumbled the kickoff.
Oh, it's Brian Hartline went to Glen Oak, and then
Yeah, he went to Ohio
Yeah.
State.
and then
He played
Dolphins,
for.
and then the Browns.
Yeah, he played
Hey,
for the
fun
Browns.
fact, he is still the only person in Ohio to win the 110 hurdles and the 300 hurdles at States.
Really?
They won from Leno.
Yes, sir.
The 3-3.
We only got about 4 people we recognize, but we got them.
All right, so ending topic.
Wait, one more. So to wrap up about the Browns, coming from here, the Browns will win the Super Bowl. Browns will win the Super Bowl.
I'm always
Pause.
confident.
Time out.
I'm just putting it out there.
We said this last year just because of our schedule. With our schedule, tested our talent last year.
Yeah, and we did decent.
The 3
And Baker played like ass.
Decent. We still had a top 10 pick in the draft.
Well, some of the play calls too last year.
Oh yeah.
The red thing.
Hey,
Freddie
I got a better
needs to
play
go to
call
the
for
kitchen.
4th and 11 than I
Yeah.
do for 4 and 6.
Yes.
That's why we took the delay
HB
game.
draw, 4th down and
And
25.
I was
just
all
running
excited
uphill.
at the beginning of the year because Freddie Kitchens
He's a moron.
was actually a coach at Glenville State College.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
He
he's
was
a
a
moron.
running, he was a running backs college.
Yeah, I saw that.
Running
I saw
backs
something of
coach.
that.
He should have stayed there.
Yeah, I don't.
And then one more. Talk about the Cardinals. Since we have a Cardinals fan over here. What do you guys think about the Cardinals? They put that team around 2 years.
They got Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake went
They
on.
get rid of him.
I mean, honestly,
Did they get rid of
he's
David
not
Johnson?
that bad.
Yeah.
We traded him
No,
for
no,
Hopkins.
not at all.
Where'd he go?
He's
Oh,
great
that's-
for fantasy.
Have you guys heard of Chase Edmonds?
No.
The backup?
Yeah, the backup
He
running
did
back.
so good
He's
last year.
Really?
But then he
I
got
played
hurt,
with him
and that's
on
when they
that
got
all the
Kenyon
time.
because David Johnson got hurt too.
Kenyon on the Dolphins helped my fantasy team out.
And
Great.
but they got Kingsbury, and then you got that young college
They still
quarterback.
have Fitz too. That man just doesn't
How
want to
can
quit.
Fitz?
Yeah.
He's gonna play until he wins the Super Bowl. I'm
That's-
telling you. He doesn't give a
He's
shit.
gonna
He
be
will
great.
ride the bench.
He's
He
going
just wants
to
a
be
damn ring.
The Vince
That man
Carter.
just wants a fucking ring.
He's gonna be the Vince Carter of the NFL, except without going to every other team.
But
in
he's
the league.
Shaq. He's like a Shaq right now.
Mhm.
He's the colored player.
They
He's
really
hops on
turned that
any
team
team
around.
he wants.
I can't believe they have Hop.
Oh, Vince did. Yeah.
No,
Larry's been.
Shaq did.
Yeah, but Larry Fitzgerald hasn't played for another team ever.
Yeah, he's always been on.
He's
the,
been a
Yeah, he's
Cardinal
always
his
been on
whole
the Cardinals.
career. That's why he's the Vince Carter without Hop.
And then now they have Jimmy Hop. Dude, that's like.
And they
He's gonna
traded
be
for
a good-
Connor.
Why would the Texans trade DeAndre? That's the only person for.
They got
Four.
Well, it was all
they got a
Fuller's
Thanksgiving
trash,
worth
bro.
plate
He
of
had that
football.
one good year.
Yeah, they literally got. I don't
They're
know what
rebuilding.
they got.
No, they're not like rebuilding. They're kind of
They got a
You can't
box-
rebuild. You got.
They're kind of reestablishing.
Without a
They got a box of
superstar
Cracker
player.
Jacks for the second best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, I still
Paper
can't believe they got that
Paper
trade.
plate.
Hey, it's still better.
I'm
than
happy with it.
What's
Got
better,
rid of-
that trade or Kyle Korver getting traded
Johnson's
for a
ass.
copywriter?
I like
Or the fax machine was a
Nah,
fax machine.
he had that one good season, then broke his arm, and it's been done.
What guys you pick up in the draft? Was it the linebacker?
Simmons or
Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons.
He's a
He's
beast.
not even a linebacker.
Is
He's
he
just a
playing-
defensive player.
You can't see it well in college. You can play any position.
He played every
But-
position
but
but
when you
Clemson.
play, what's like we did
He's
with
a
Peppers.
fucking athlete.
It's like
Yeah.
with Peppers. Peppers
He's
is
an
like
athlete.
he
He played
played but then we also brought him into like.
He played that nickel linebacker all the time.
Well, that was
That's
with the Greg Williams defense.
Yeah, that'll probably be what Isaiah Simmons does too, where he'll play the.
Because he really wasn't a safety much. He was just more like a linebacker.
Yeah, he was like
guy.
that third, fourth linebacker.
But I think a good thing to end on though is who's the biggest underdog this season. I got two.
All right, everybody pick two.
Cardinals, baby.
2 underdogs.
All right, so Cardinals. Who else you picking?
This is
I think
tough.
the Bengals. I'm calling the Bengals.
Okay.
Did
All right.
smoke crack?
No,
Where-
I didn't. I'm calling
Is
the
AJ
Bengals.
Green gonna play this year?
I'm calling Bengals. I don't know who plays.
Tyler-
I think
Tyler
Joe.
Boyd's
I think
best
Joe
receiver.
Burrow.
Tyler Boyd, what are you talking about?
Hey,
I think-
no, they got John
He's
Ross.
going for 2,000
They got John
yards.
Ross.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow is gonna turn that team
All right,
around.
so you got Cardinals.
I got
Bengals.
You got Cardinals and
Bengals.
Bengals. Okay.
Bengals go win at least 7 games.
And how are they gonna make the playoffs?
So
they have to go against the Browns, Steelers. The Steelers are even better than us.
So I'm gonna go though.
I wouldn't knock off the Bengals. I think the Bengals will beat the Browns. I'm calling it.
No.
The Bengals beat the
No,
Browns.
Joe Burrow will
again.
not be able to handle the Browns defense.
One
Who do you think would?
Okay.
Baker Mayfield's trash, bro. He's gonna
Alright,
crack.
what?
He's gonna crack. Baker's
Baker
not
Mayfield
good.
is not trash.
Well, we will
He's
see
not
after
good.
this.
Yeah, we'll talk
I
about
don't
this year.
think- I don't think he's that good.
All right, so I
You
got.
guys said that about the Cardinals last year, and we whooped y'all ass.
Oh yeah,
Okay, that was the end of the season. We were all.
Oh, yeah, it was-
Hey,
I'm not gonna
hey,
say we're throwing
we
that
lost
away.
that game on purpose, so
Carl
we can get a better draft
Bruce.
pick.
So we can get Jedrick Wills.
Yes.
All right,
Alright,
so,
glad
so,
you too.
so I got the Cardinals. I'll agree with him on that. But the Bills.
I don't see them as an
The
underdog.
I
Bills
love
are-
Josh
I don't
Allen.
see it. Yeah,
I see them as the favorite for
Bills
that
are-
division.
Who did they just pick up from the Vikings?
Stephon Diggs. That's why they're a favorite.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
never
but
won.
that's why I got them as an underdog. That's why I think if they're gonna be a team to make it in the playoffs. regardless if they beat the Patriots or not, they get a playoff spot.
I don't even see that. I see them as the sheer favorite for that division.
No, I see the Patriots still. Bills close second.
I'm calling the Bucks.
See, even if they're
the Bucks
second,
aren't
they're
gonna
still a
lose that
playoff team.
division.
I don't see them.
The
as
Bucks aren't in that division.
Yes,
So-
they are.
Bucks are an NFC team, but
The Bucks play against the
Are they?
Panthers, the Falcons,
No.
and the Saints.
Bucks, yes.
Yes,
Really?
The
Do
Bucks
they?
are and
Fuck.
they're in the NFC. They're in the South.
My
NFC
picks.
South.
So my first pick, I'd say underdog would be the Chargers. I think or Herbert will actually do really
I can
good
see
there.
that.
And they got Keenan Allen and still that running back.
And with
They're
moving,
decent team.
moving to LA, might
And you
give
got
them a little boost of
Bosa, you got
confidence.
good defense.
Yeah.
Derwin James,
Derwin.
you got those two
Yeah.
safeties who are amazing. And they're definitely good. And then my other one, I have to go with my favorite team besides the Browns, Washington Redskins.
No, they're just Washington.
Now they're
I'm not
just
sure, it's just Washington.
Washington.
We should just call them the Washington Buckeyes at this point because Dwayne Haskins and Chase.
Because if you look at their conference,
The conference is trash. I still
Yeah.
think the Cowboys beat them.
if the Redskins would have won,
Yeah, Andy Dalton's gonna lead that fucking
If
team.
the-
Mario Cooper.
if the Redskins would have won 2 games and the Cowboys would have lost like the last 2, the entire conference was basically going to be tied.
It was
7-7.
It was like it was 2
It
or
was
3
like a
games.
3-way tie.
If you flip the results of those games, all 4 teams tied.
Yeah, and it's like
What do you do?
It's so weak.
What would you have
So
done?
and like you got
I think they go by points.
Haskins who's been doing
Strength,
who did
strength.
decent, and then you got one of the arguably you could probably say was the best rookie wide receiver, Terry McLaurin.
Terry,
Yeah.
Scary Terry.
He can run his routes. He's quick. Dude, is Ohio
Plus,
State, baby.
plus Dwayne's used to throwing to those quick, speedy.
They
receivers.
fight each other at Ohio State. They know how to play.
I'm sorry, I don't view Dwayne Haskins as a quarterback. I mean, he's a quarterback, but I don't view him as a.
He's one of the best quarterbacks to come out of Ohio State, besides Troy Smith.
I still view Braxton Miller better than Dwayne Haskins.
Braxton
Okay,
Miller wasn't playing quarterback in the NFL.
You're right, but he's still like that. Okay, if you're saying
You take Braxton's college stats to Dwayne. Braxton Miller was a better
okay,
quarterback.
and then
Yeah, Braxton Miller was really good.
JT Barrett. JT Barrett is by far one of the best Ohio State quarterbacks.
Yeah,
ever
but he's gonna
found.
be a bust in the NFL.
He's not. Well, he hasn't played it now.
But
in
it's
college.
like same thing with Cardell.
He didn't even get.
Fuck Cardell. No, you're right.
Cardell was a good.
Cardale should have been. The
He's
Bills
on the
should have
Bills?
kept him.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Brent, who you picking?
I'm going with the Raiders.
I really
The
do.
Raiders and the Falcons.
I was gonna say the Falcons because like I feel like they're just gonna because like
Well,
they haven't lost anybody, they haven't gained anybody, and they're just gonna turn.
Because you
the
got
corner.
Todd Gurley. They got Todd
They did
Gurley.
get Todd Gurley.
They signed Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
So
they
you
got
got-
rid of
Freeman.
No, who's the receiver? They have Julio still. They got rid of.
Oh,
Sanu.
Miles Sanu.
Yeah, they got.
He's with the
He's with
Patriots.
the Patriots now too.
Yeah, Patriot. And
Yeah,
then you got
we still got
See, but- and
Julio
then with-
Gurley. They'll be fine.
The Raiders have Nelson Aguilar, and then they picked up
Gruden's putting that team together, and Gruden is a great coach. Like he has 10 years, he will. win
Raiders
Super
are
Bowl in
overrated.
10 years. And one of those
People
10
think
years.
they
Raiders
picked,
props
they
are-
drafted Henry Ruggs too. So you got Derek Carr has weapons.
Who's
now.
Derek Carr?
Okay, Derek Carr
Who's Derek Carr?
is Derek Carr.
I know who Derek Carr is, but who is he? What has he accomplished?
Didn't he just lead them to a 13-3 season?
The year before.
The year
And then they
before,
lost.
yeah.
Before Gruden? Or what?
Before
It was before Gruden got hired.
And then they lost, and then they're like, all right, we're done with this coach because he failed in the playoffs.
I just don't.
And they don't really have a good team. Like they even have Tyree Wallace or something like that as
Yeah.
a good wide receiver. What about the wide receiver? One more thing from the Patriots, N'Keal Harry.
Oh.
He's nice.
He threw 21 touchdowns last year and only had 8 picks.
Carr?
Yeah.
I just don't. What have the Raiders done?
Who's their? Oh, they got Jacoby Jones. Or what's his name? What's that running back's name?
It's always on the
It's
Broncos. It's always
something.
on the Broncos or the
It's
Chiefs.
like
It's
something
always
Jacoby.
good.
What's their Raiders running back?
They picked up Lynn Bowden from
I think
Kentucky.
it is.
They drafted Lynn Bowden.
I
He's
think
good, but what's
it's
their-
Jacoby Jones.
What's their
I see what
star
you're
running back who like did really good last year?
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs. I knew it was like JJ something, but Josh
That,
Jacobs.
that
is
Raiders
nice.
team is going to be nice, and so's that Falcons team with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones.
I see the Falcons over the Raiders.
But they have such a hard conference.
Yeah, I know.
You got the Saints and the Bucks.
Well, now you have the Saints and the Bucks. It used to
I
just
think
be
the Saints are gonna beat out the Bucks, and the Bucks won't make the playoffs.
I see 3 of those teams making the playoffs. Since there's an extra playoff spot now, 3 of them are going to be in the playoffs.
That's gonna be tough.
You think it's gonna be like Tampa versus Atlanta in like the wild card?
I see that with the AFC North too. I think the Ravens, Browns, and Steelers all are wild card teams.
Not the Steelers.
But Steelers are always so good somehow.
But the AFC's so
I hate
weak.
Steelers.
No, the North is by far the strongest. West is probably the second closest.
And then the other two are the South. You got the Titans. The Texans don't have anybody now because they got rid of Hop.
Colts are.
The Colts are
The,
fun.
if Andrew Luck
Titans are good.
if Andrew Luck wouldn't have retired, I'd say yes.
Who are your two?
So, first,
End it with Sammy. Let's go.
it's gonna be the Colts.
Colts.
I say
Colts.
the Colts
I
just
got Phillip
because
Rivers.
you got Phillip Rivers, and
He's old.
I know he's old, but I
So
think
is Tom Brady.
But they got some
He
young
chose.
wide
He's-
receivers
he
and
chose.
stuff.
and really good tight ends too. I mean, they don't really have that.
Ebron
great-
anymore.
Yeah, they
Ebron
don't
went
have
to the
Ebron anymore.
Steelers.
He went to he signed with the Steelers.
And then like the Steelers have Deontay Johnson or something from
Yeah.
Toledo.
See, but that Colts defense is still really good with
Yeah.
Lee Hooker.
And then, what's your
Yes.
second?
My
Colts
second,
defense pretty nice.
I think the Chargers. Just
Yeah.
Out of the blue, just because of I think Tyrod Taylor's actually gonna win that starting.
That's what I'm saying. Like that man.
And
I have faith.
The Colts got Xavier
I
Rhodes
just
too.
think no matter what quarterback they have, they're gonna be
The
good.
corner that played
They
for
got good
Minnesota.
They've never had like really big stars. The only big star
I forgot about that.
was Phillip Rivers
Yeah.
and Antonio
Who's the
Gibson
other wide receiver for the Chargers?
and LT. That's
Keenan Allen.
really
No.
standing
Was
out.
it Mike Williams? I think it's Mike Williams.
But yeah, the Colts got Xavier Rhodes from the Vikings.
Yeah.
So now you got dual corners at Malik Hooker and
Their defense is always nice.
Xavier Rhodes.
Like they did good last year with Jacoby Brissett.
Now you got hurt. I still think it's funny how Andrew Luck retired. They lost a preseason game and he dipped.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's a bomb.
All right, boys. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. Put on the notifications because we're going to be posting on Mondays and Fridays podcasts. Thank you guys so much. Ride the wave, baby.
Ride the wave.
Wave.